Welcome to today's class. Find a comfortable seat, lengthen your spine, and we'll begin to connect to our Ujjayi breath. You can set a personal intention for the practice if you'd like. And let's begin. On your inhale, stretch your arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, place your right hand on the floor as you side stretch, lengthening the left side of your body, grounding through the sit bones. Good. As you inhale, reach back up towards the sky, lengthen both arms. And exhale, place the left hand, maybe the forearm, on the floor, in line with the hip, lengthening the opposite side of the body. We'll make our way back through center. Inhale, both arms up. This time, as you exhale, come into a twist. Place your right hand on the floor behind you and your left hand on your thigh. Remember to lengthen the back and twist from the torso. Come through center as you inhale and exhale to switch sides. Now with your left hand behind you on the floor and your right hand on your thigh, looking back over your left shoulder. Inhale through center, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, relax the arms. We're going to do half circles with the neck, drawing the chin down across the chest in little half moons. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed as you stretch. We'll pause in center, and we'll finish by circling the shoulders backwards. Nice big circles for the shoulders. And you can always switch direction, circling them forward as well. Loosening up any tension you might have. Now start to shake out your wrists. We are going to stretch each wrist by stretching one arm forward and pulling the four fingers on that hand downwards. Good. Then we'll switch sides, lengthening that arm and pulling those four fingers downward in a forearm and wrist stretch. Good. Release your wrists, and let's make our way into a tabletop position. Remember to have your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders, your fingers spread wide. We're going to begin with cat and cow. Inhale, in cow pose. Exhale, in cat pose. Let's do 5 rounds. Inhale as you draw the chest forward, and exhale as you curl and tuck the tailbone in. Continue on your own breath. Feeling all the movement through your spine and enjoying. Remembering to breathe in and out through your nose. Continuing to maintain that Ujjayi breath. Then we'll place the hands a little bit forward of the shoulders so we can come into our first downward facing dog. Stretch your heels towards the floor. Press through your fingers, and let's start to pedal the knees, bending one knee and then the other. Letting your calves, your ankles stretch as you pedal in downward dog. Good. Take 2 breaths in downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog position, we're going to walk to the front of the mat. Just walk your feet forward into Uttanasana. You can bend your knees, and because it's the first one, I always enjoy grabbing the elbows, letting the torso relax. Feel free to hang loose. For today's practice, I have 2 yoga blocks, so make sure those are near you. We're going to now stretch the arms behind us in Uttanasana. Interlace your fingers. You can bend your knees a little bit more if you'd like, but stay in your forward fold, adding this arm stretch, interlacing the fingers and reaching those arms forward and back. When you release your arms, grab your yoga block. We're going to place the right hand on top of the yoga block, placing the block just in front of the right foot. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, and reach your left arm up in a twist, opening the chest, lengthening the left side of the torso. Breathe here. Exhale to release. Relax your head. And we'll switch sides. Move your block, place your left hand on the yoga block, bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, and reach your right arm up towards the sky in a twist, pulling the outer edge of the right hip back. Take a breath here. And then we'll exhale and release out of the twist, back to Uttanasana, forward fold. Set your yoga blocks at the front of the mat. We're going to come into halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen your spine. And then exhale to fold down again. Slowly roll up through the vertebrae of the spine. Coming up to stand, you can stretch your arms up towards the sky on your inhale. And then exhale, bringing your hands in front of heart center. We'll begin at the front of the mat again with the yoga blocks in place. Spread the toes wide, lift through the toes. Inhale, reach the arms up and stretch. Exhale to drop your right arm down your right side, leaning to the right, coming into a side body stretch. As you inhale, come through center. And as you exhale, switch sides. Your left arm comes down by your thigh, and then reach up back through center. Palms press. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your right foot back, look forward, shoulders back, place the right knee on the floor. And you can use the support of your yoga blocks or reach your arms up towards the sky, coming into low lunge Anjaneyasana. Good, take a breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, and open up through your chest, like we did in forward fold. As you inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. And as we exhale, we'll make our way into downward facing dog. Just set your yoga blocks to the side. Step back. Lengthen your back and breathe. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, place your knees on the floor, followed by your torso. As you inhale, we'll come into a cobra pose, shoulders back away from the ears. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to place the left knee on the floor and step the right foot forward. Grab the yoga blocks. We'll come into the second side. Reach both arms up towards the sky on the inhale. Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, place your hands back to the blocks. We're going to straighten the front leg. Right leg straight, coming into runner's lunge. Now we will fold over the right thigh, stretching the hamstrings, the calf muscles, breathing deeply. Make sure to keep your right foot flexed. Now look forward, lift your chest, and we will return back to Anjaneyasana, bending the right knee. Let's lift the back knee up off the floor and take a big step back to the front of the mat, coming into halfway lift. As you exhale, fold abdomen over the thighs, relax your head, and inhale, reaching up all the way, palms pressed together. Exhale into Samasthiti. We're back at the front of the mat. Again, check your feet, spread through your toes. Inhale to reach the arms up. Side body stretch. Exhale, right arm down the right side, leaning to the right. Inhale through center. And exhale, second side, leaning to the left. Good, reaching up through center, both arms towards the ceiling. Exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift, lengthen the back. This time we're going to step the left foot back, bringing the left knee to the floor. Remember here on Janasana, you can use your blocks or reach your arms up towards the sky, tucking the lower rib cage in. As you exhale, we're going to sweep the arms down behind the back, interlace the fingers, and open up the chest muscles. Breathe here. On your next inhale, reach the arms back up towards the sky. As you exhale, place the hands back upon your yoga blocks. Move them out of the way and step into downward facing dog, pressing the heels towards the floor. High plank pose on your inhale. Exhale, knees and torso to the floor. Shoulders back, elbows in, cobra pose. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to return to downward facing dog. Check your breath. This time we're going to step the left foot forward and place the right knee on the floor. Grab the yoga blocks again to support yourself for Anjanasana, the low lunge position. Reach your arms to the sky as you inhale. Exhale to lower the hands back upon the yoga blocks. Now straighten the left thigh. You can walk your blocks backwards for support. Fold into runner's lunge over the left thigh, keeping your left foot in flex. Breathe here. It's a deep stretch for the hamstrings. Okay, we're going to come out of this stretch slowly. Come forward again, bending the left knee. You want to lift up your right knee so you can step forward. Halfway lift, flat back position. And then exhale to come into a deeper forward fold. Maybe hands behind the heels. Inhale to curl up through the spine, reaching the arms up towards the sky, palms pressed together, and hands in front of heart center. We're back at the front of the mat. What we're going to do now is do some standing yoga poses. So I've got my one yoga block we'll need close. Keep your right foot at the front of the mat and step your left foot back in a big lunging step for warrior two. Line up your right heel with your back arch. Reach through both arms and look out over the right fingertips. Good, take a breath. And as you exhale, place the right elbow over that right thigh, sweeping the left arm down and forward, lengthening your entire left side body. Look to the left hand as you breathe. Support your right shoulder, rolling it back and away from the ear. As you inhale, we're going to drop that left arm and raise the torso, coming back briefly through warrior two. And now I want you to straighten both legs. Maybe take a little step forward with that left foot, the back foot. Place your yoga block to the inside of your right calf muscle, right hand on the block, reaching the left arm up in triangle pose. Good. Make sure your hips are comfortable and the block is at an adequate height for your body. Looking maybe up towards your left hand, you're going to stretch both sides of the torso. Keeping both legs as straight as possible. Now we're going to transition. Let's bring our hands down to the floor, bend your right knee to do so, and turn your left foot so the heel faces up. Bring your left knee down to the floor. Grab your yoga block and place it underneath your left hand. Twist, reaching your right arm up towards the sky, opening the chest. And then if comfortable, reach your right arm back behind you so it points towards the back foot. You have the option here to lift your left knee up off the floor and make your twist a little bit more energetic. Beautiful. Exhale to lower that hand and the knee back to the floor. And then walk your right foot out a little bit to the right. You can place your forearms on your yoga block if that feels comfortable for you. If that is too low, just keep your hands on the floor. Check that your right foot is at a diagonal, and if you would like to press that right hip out a little bit by placing the hand on the inner thigh, you can do so. Getting a great hip stretch, letting the bottom of that right foot lift. Remember to keep your chest open in this pose and the lower abdomen engaged. Good. We're going to come out of here and step back to downward facing dog. So take your time. In downward facing dog pose, take 2 breaths. From downward dog, come into high plank. And then as you exhale, lower your knees to the floor. After the knees, place your forearms on the floor with the elbows underneath the shoulders. And if you'd like, you can re-lift your knees into a forearm plank pose. We're going to hold the pose briefly. And then to slowly come out, lower the knees, thighs, and pelvis into Sphinx. Check to make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders. From Sphinx pose, lower to the floor, place your hands by your ribs. As you inhale, lift up and back into downward facing dog. Connect back with your breath. Walk your feet forward towards your hands. Back into halfway lift position at the front of your mat. As you exhale, fold into forward fold. Relax your head. Then slowly inhale all the way up to stand. And let's prepare for the other side. So grab your yoga block. We're going to keep the left foot at the front of the mat and step the right foot back into Warrior 2. Turn those right toes out. Left toes stay pointing forward. Bend your left knee over your left ankle. Reach through both arms and look over the left hand as you breathe. As you exhale, we're going to place the left elbow on top of the left thigh. Coming into extended side angle pose, sweep your right arm down, forward and in front of you, perhaps looking towards your right palm. Keep your left shoulder active, rolling the left shoulder head back. Strength through the feet, pressing down through the big toes. As you inhale, briefly come back to Warrior 2. And then let's prepare for triangle. Straighten both legs, shorten the distance between your feet. Check that your back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Place your yoga block to the inside of your left calf muscle and your left hand on the block. Reach your right arm up as you lengthen both sides of the torso. Check to make sure your arms are comfortable. And you want to rotate that outer left hip back, outer right hip gently forward. Take a breath in triangle. And then as you exhale, remember we're coming to the floor. You can move your block to the side. Step your right foot back a little bit so that you can place the right knee down to the floor. Good. Bring both hands to the inside of the left foot and walk the left foot out a little bit. We're going to come into that lizard stretch for our hips. So you can place your left hand to the inside of the left thigh and open that hip as you'd like. Maybe the bottom of that left foot lifts a little bit. And if you prefer, you could also place your forearms on your yoga block. as that left hip continues to open. Remember to keep the chest broad and the shoulders back so you keep the torso and the neck long. Okay, to come out of the pose, you got to bring the left foot back a little bit. Place your right hand on the yoga block underneath your right shoulder. And we're going to reach the left arm up and back into the twist. If you'd like, you can lift your right knee up off the floor like we did on the first side and challenge yourself a little bit. Breathe here. Exhale to bring both hands back to the floor, back to the front of the mat. We're going to step backwards into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. As you inhale, shift into plank, lower your knees, and then your elbows to the floor. You have the option of lifting the knees back up. So now we are in full forearm plank pose. Hold the pose for a breath or two. As you inhale, lower your body towards the floor into Sphinx pose, opening your chest. And as you exhale, lower your chest, hands back a little bit, so we can move from here into downward facing dog. Breathe in down dog, coming back to your breath. Beautiful. From downward facing dog, take your time walking your feet towards the front of the mat into halfway lift position. And then exhale into forward fold. Slowly roll yourself up through the spine, reach your arms up to stand, palms pressed together and hands in front of the heart. The next pose that we're going to do is a balancing pose. We're going to work on tree pose. So you can take a few moments to practice the external hip rotation on your right hip. Maybe you lift the thigh, lifting the leg and doing some circles to the side to warm up. When you're ready, place the inside of that right foot to your inner left calf or your thigh. And we'll press down through the left toes as we find balance here in tree pose. Remember, you can use a wall. You can use your yoga block if you'd like, or a chair, right, if you need something for balance. But continue to press your right foot to your left leg and vice versa. With the arms, if you would like, you can stretch them up or keep the hands together, whatever feels most comfortable for you. After you've maybe tried tree pose on the right side for a bit, we're going to switch sides, so shake out your hips. And again, you can practice that external hip rotation. If you need to pause the video and do this again or practice a bit, that's fine, right? Warm up your left leg. And when you're ready, place the bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right leg. As long as it's not on top of the kneecap or anywhere near the knee, we're in a good position. So find that stability. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Tree pose. It's very centering. Good. As you exhale, you can release your arms and your hips. Maybe, again, move them side to side a little bit, shake them out. And from here, we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So turn to the side of your yoga mat so you have more space. Separate your feet about arm's width apart. And as you exhale, fold and hinge from the pelvis forward and down. Good. Keep your feet engaged, an internal rotation on your thighs. Relax your mouth as you breathe. Prasarita Padottanasana. We're going to inhale into halfway lift position, lifting the torso. And from here, I'd like you to walk your hands to the front of your mat so that you can step back into downward facing dog. High plank pose, inhale. Exhale, knees to the floor and forearms to the floor. Here we go. Forearm plank. Again, you have the option to keep the knees down or to lift them up and give yourself a little bit of a challenge. Good. As you exhale, remember Sphinx pose. We'll open the chest, shoulders back, press the feet into the floor. And then lower from Sphinx. Lower your chest down to the floor. We're going to bring the legs together, point the toes, and try Shalabhasana. So arms behind your back, interlace your fingers. As you exhale, lift the chest, lift the feet. Lift your hands away from your lower back, sending energy into the back side of your body. We'll release Shalabhasana as we exhale and move from Shalabhasana, locust pose, into child's pose. Forehead on the floor. Take a moment to breathe, to feel the stillness. Good. We've been moving pretty quickly. So now we're going to take a seat on the floor. This is a 30-minute practice, so we did things a little bit more in a timely manner. We're going to take Paschimottanasana, so seated forward fold. And if you want to use your yoga strap here, you can. Okay. Remember, as you fold forward, you want to hinge from the pelvis, bringing your abdomen over your thighs, keeping both feet flexed as you fold down and forward. Releasing your back. Good. Slowly we'll come out of Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. And from here, we're going to move into Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So bring your feet together. If you want to put a pillow underneath your knee, you can. Okay, opening again the chest, shoulders back. We'll fold forward into butterfly. I like to press my elbows against my inner thighs as I just kind of deepen the stretch there. So feel free to do that or use your hands. And take 2 more deep breaths. Good. From butterfly, now we're going to lie on our backs. We're going to lie on the floor. And this is a short practice today, so we won't be here too long. But remember, if you want to do anything else or take a longer Shavasana, that's fine. On the floor, what we're going to do is just cross our right leg over our left, arms in cactus shape. And we're going to come into a gentle twist, so let your legs fall over to the left side as you turn your head to look to the right. And soften into the twist. Let your breath assist you in that energy of softening and being more gentle. Good. Let's come through center and just switch sides. Okay, so we're going to bring the left leg over to the right. I always like to kind of scooch my bum over to the left as I let the legs fall to the right. Turn your head and look over your left shoulder. Again, coming back to that slow, even breath. Noticing how you feel towards the end of the practice. We're going to next just hug the knees into the chest and kind of give our back a massage. You can rock side to side, massaging the lumbar spine. And last pose before Shavasana is Happy Baby. So opening the hips, grabbing the outer edges of the ankles or the feet, keeping your shoulders relaxed. If you want to sway side to side here, you can as well. And as I mentioned, if there's other poses that you feel like you need to do, you can take the time to do that. This is, again, just a 30-minute practice, so we did things a little bit quicker. We're going to finish with a short shavasana. And again, if you want to stay here for longer than I do, that's fine. Right? You can always make yourself really comfortable by grabbing some blankets or pillows. Let's lie on the floor and take rest. Remember to enjoy your shavasana, allowing your body to totally relax. Maybe you let the breath just release a bit. You might sigh it out. Allow yourself the space to really let go. You always deserve a rest. Again, feel free to stay here, resting on the floor. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.